Everyone, I want to do a project share with you. I did a project from trash to treasure over at the craft hole, and I wanted to share it with you. First, I want to just show you some things that I used. I used this Baker twine in the blue. I used Mod Podge in matte. I used this paper line, which is Uncharted Waters by Glitz. And it is made by Tracy Smith. I like that. Tracy with an I, just like me. I use these spare parts brads. I use these flat back pearls. I use the paint in Desert Sand, which I really like this color. And I use vintage photo. And I use a couple more things, but you shall see them now. Now, this used to be a Morton salt container. So you could see where it looks like it could have been a Morton salt container, right? Okay. So it used to be a Morton salt container. Now it is a box. And you've seen people do these tutorials with Pringle cans. And I thought, well, I don't have a Pringle can right at this time, but I do have a salt container. And so I use that. And if you want to see a tutorial on how to kind of do this, it's really easy. And Cody at Cody's Crafty Corner did a tutorial using an industrial toilet paper roll, and it's the same concept. So you can go check out her video. So what I did was, I thought, well, I'm going to spray paint it all white, which there was no need to do because I had to paint it anyway. What I did was I cut, oh, you can see along here, this is where I had to do the cutting. So I cut this in here. I just kind of used a ruler and just did like half of the can or half of the container, and then used my X-Acto knife to cut that. Let's see. The inside is not as pretty, but you'll see. But you see there, I had to cover where the spout was. So, but that's all painted with the desert sand. So that's the inside, and I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I think I'm going to put it in my bathroom. So I'm just going to roll it back up, or tie it back up so you can see it. Okay. So I used that really pretty paper line. I don't know how old this paper line is, but it's so pretty. And I used it. I like to use different papers, so you can see there's a different paper here, same paper here, but a different paper here, and then a different paper here. I love the natural tones with the tans, the blues, and the beiges are probably my favorite colors to craft with. So I wanted to use those. So what I did was I cut my paper. I did one piece for the lid here, a piece, a piece over here, a tiny piece here, piece there, and then a bottom piece. So there's 4 pieces total. I think I used 3 pieces of paper. I'm very wasteful when it comes to paper. I don't really care if I use a lot of paper. I always save the scraps. So when I cut it, the edges, I did try to file them down, but they were a little jagged. So that's why I had to use this lace. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have used the lace, but I kind of had to mask some of that. Let's see if you can see that. Or it just didn't lay in there right. It laid in with maybe a little bit of a gap. So I used a lace to camouflage that. So what I did was I Mod Podged, in pieces, of course. I didn't Mod Podge the whole container. So I Mod Podged the lid, placed the paper over it, Mod Podged over. And then I did the sides and the bottom, and then this. And I just traced the edges to get this. And then I distressed it in vintage photo. Okay, so it's all Mod Podge done. I got it on there. And then, so what I did was I added the lace just to the lid, and then I made this flower. I think this is from what I think it's from is Lavish Laces. I think it's a goodie, an extra goodie that she sent me. but I'm not exactly sure. But I always see people use these. When I got the rosette, I was like, what am I going to use that for? And then I realized I can use it as a flower. I thought, oh, that's pretty. And look how pretty it turned out to be, a little flower. And then it had a little bit of netting on it, so there's a little bit of netting there. But then I also used a piece of peach lace that I put underneath there. And then these brads are from Hobby Lobby, the paper source. And this leaf is from Miriam's Craft Supply. So I think it turned out really nice. Again, it is, let's see. It is a project for Trash to Treasure over at the Craft Hole. So if you guys have a chance, please go check out the Craft Hole. And you can see there's a little gap here, but it's just not tied really tightly. There, if it was tight in tightly. I can't do it all one-handed. But thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.